Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel and Superman Crypto, of course. I still have my headphones on, just that we rock and roll. I got a funny little video for you a bit later. I hope you guys enjoy it because it's pretty funny. And I saw it on Kira, actually, Kira Project, NFTs, I think it is. So yeah, we're going to talk all about that. Hope you guys having a good time out there. Wow, what an interesting night it was for the markets on Pulsechain. We're going to be talking about that coming up. We have bounced from local bottom at the moment, so we'll see what happens there. And we're going to talk about, obviously, the Coast update, HexScout update, PulseMarkets, and we're going to talk about two potential scams, one a reload scam and another token that's just launched, a new trading pair called Spark. We're going to talk about that, just to be careful out there. It can be tricky when these things pop up. So we're going to talk about those too. Let's get into the chat, though, and kick it off. Who else has jumped in here? Well, let's have a look here. We've got the comments. I'm going to have to upload the studio bit here. Sue's jumped in here. We've got Lights Beneath. How are you today? I'm very good. Very sunny outside. Well, at least it was in the morning. So hopefully it's like that when I do my walk. Walk number 35. Yeah, 35. They're climbing. Consistency is the key. I'm really starting to feel the benefits really quite nicely. And I've got a lot of work to do. You know, I've got to obviously do a lot more walking. 300 days is my target. So 35 days, we're past past the 10% mark, heading on towards, I guess, the 20% mark. What's that, 60 days or something? And of course, diet changes, making a lot of diet changes. That's important. So I'm working on that at the moment. Yeah, and obviously sleeping well, all that good stuff like that. You know, crypto makes that a bit tough, but yeah, other than that, that's what's up. We got the Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, and incentive for the win, 100%. And you guys might have seen on Twitter, I have been ramping up the old Twitter, and yeah, it's been amazing. I've gone from probably 1 to 5,000 impressions per day, which is depending on how much I was on there, not much. And then now I've gone up to 12 to 17,000 impressions a day. Really trying to get the word out there about all these tokens, the Richard Hart tokens and Pulsechain, the Defi, the NFT marketplaces. So really spreading the word. Getting a bigger following is important. Getting a lot of impressions is important, and really just growing Pulsechain. We've got a lot of work to do, and Richard's always said, get out there and do the work. We've got a huge influencer army. We've got a huge number of developers, and we've got a huge community. So it's all on our shoulders to get out there and spread the word. And Pulsechain really is the people's chain. It's going to really lead the DeFi revolution, and it's exciting times for us. Market's always going to have these dramatic bottoms in particular, especially when you've got the SEC, doing things obviously like Binance and Coinbase and Richard Hart, all that sort of stuff. And so you've got a lot of extra work to do, right? A lot of extra work to do to compensate for that. So that's what we're doing. And we're going to keep doing it. So rock on. We are in a bearish market conditions. So we just got to keep building during those periods. And then when the bull market comes out, we'll be all guns. We'll be all guns. Humberto's in house. Says, yo, cheers, Superman and Richard Hart family. Today from sunny Dominican Republic. Hey, Humberto, always a pleasure. Can't wait to see the pulse charts. Lots of action today, according to Crypto Bubbles anyway. I actually haven't pulled that up for a little while, the old Crypto Bubbles. Oh, Harry Williams says, hello, everybody. I can't buy Pulse on Coast. They still will not accept my ID, says Harry. That's a shame. Yeah, maybe just hit them up again. See what can happen there, Harry. They're normally pretty helpful on the website, aren't they? I think with the contact details. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. I hope all is well. Hey, Sandy Beach, all is well. Now, Sandy Beach crushes it on Twitter. She's a rising influence star on there. She does a lot around health and fitness, and we really do appreciate Sandy. I like saying it all the time because it really is a game changer. Certainly inspired me to do my walking. I know that Brian, one of our community leaders, is inspired him, and he's been really enjoying it on the treadmill. So definitely is very, very effective there, Sandy Beach. So I really encourage you keep that up every day, and you're inspiring a lot of people. If you're not following Sandy Beach, I'm sure Sandy Beach will post her Twitter account in the chat there later on too. Good evening, Hex family from Check My Pulse. Good to see you as well. Adam Chadwick as well. Hello, everybody, and happy weekend. 100%. It is Saturday here in good old New Zealand at the bottom of the world. 26th of August, can you believe it? Almost the end of our official winter months, right? And 11:36 in the morning at the moment. So, yeah, pretty crazy times. What else have we got? Hex Token in the house there. Woo! Get excited. Crypto Bubbles is having some issues. There's Charity. We've got Archie in the house who's been dropping the alpha in the Discord all the time. Hey, all good to see Archie. And what else? Check my pulse. There's DCA and HODL Mint. We're almost there. Huge opportunities. Stay focused. That's 100%. Stay focused, everybody. That's the key. A lot of people get flooded out when market prices pull back. So are you going to be that person, or are you going to be a person that accumulates and then comes out the other side on the bull market all smiles? So just remember, it does get tough sometimes when the market prices do pull back. We are the OGs now, and they will come when BTC ETH it becomes too centralized as well. Just over 200 days till halving. Yeah. So 200 days to halving, and of course maybe a spot ETF in early 2024. Those kind of some of the two big Bitcoin catalysts. The other one, of course, is Ethereum. They got Proto-Dank sharding coming up as well. Ethereum's got some big news there too, and of course Pulsechain has a massive roadmap of projects launching compared to most chains. It's amazing. The other thing, of course, is a lot of other chains are like the Wild West. A lot of people are talking about the base chain. It's got a killer app on there at the moment, the Friends app, but really people are saying it's like the Wild West over there. Pulsechain is very organized by that standard. Xforce One is good afternoon from kind sunny Arizona. Daily reminder: RH products are on sale, 100%. Ching ching. Roderick Patrick as well. Morning, Suitman. Morning, y'all. Good to see you, Roderick Patrick. We've got Ivor as well. Yo, 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 yo. And check my pulse says, I love the intro, Suitman. Hey, thanks for that. We've had that intro for quite a while. It is Las Vegas and Pulsechain and Pulsex on there, but I actually thinking about changing the intro at some stage. So if you guys got any good ideas, let me know in the Discord as well. Superman, a strong arm, good for you. Keep it up. Says, check my pulse. We'll do on the walks, day 35. So I've got to actually get out and then do it, right? So day 35. But I do have a spreadsheet, and I put it in the spreadsheet. So that's how we rock and roll. It's me. Easy says, my onboards have all given up on PLSX. Lol, I'm loading the boat. That's the way to go. And you might want to just maybe talk to them about the fact that a lot of people get flooded out when the prices go down. But of course, it's the best time to accumulate volume. If you're in the retail book, man, you're accumulating volume at this time. It is incredible, really. It's just unbelievable. 10 million Pulsex at $100. I mean, seriously, that used to cost you $1,000. So, it's pretty awesome. Thank you, says Sandy Beach. You're most welcome. Joey Torres as well. Good to see Joey. We've got Butch in the house. Morning all weekend is here. Accumulate. Absolutely. It seems like you guys are also, you're also experienced now. You guys know what you're doing. I don't get people, we had one person the other day coming in, worried about the prices and doom and gloom, but you guys get it, which is great. It's great to have a following, an audience that really understands what's going on here. So very, very cool. Uncle says the end of the month can't come fast enough. Good to see you, Superman, says Uncle Will. Hey, good to see you too. All right, let's get into it, folks. We're going to kick it off with the stock market. So let's go here. We've got the stock market at the moment. The Dow posted a second weekly loss. Actually, which format's better? I don't know which format's better. Is it that better, or is this format better? What's the other one I had? This one? That one better. I don't know. I like this one. I like being up high. All right, so we've got the stock market. The end of the day, the last day in the US, and we have tech actually doing a nice little rebound on the old techs, which is kind of cool. But there was a dip in intraday. So during the day, after Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell signaled there was still more work to do to curb inflation. So these guys still reckon they got a bit more work. We'll see what they actually end up doing. Powell leans hawkish. That means more aggressive to push Treasury yields higher. In his Jackson Hole speech, remember we talked about this earlier in the week, that the Jackson Hole speech was coming up, and speech Powell said restrictive monetary policy is called for to achieve Fed's 2% inflation target. And we know that inflation had been going down pretty much all the way down. I think it was 3% last time we saw. Bringing inflation back to target is expected to require a period of below trend economic growth. So they're wanting to have a bit of pain in the economic growth, as well as some softening and labor market additions, which is generally what they've been worried about, is the labor market and wage inflation. We talked about that the other day too. So Treasury yields surge in anticipation of a higher for longer rate regime, with the 2-year Treasury briefly rising close to the cycle highs of 5.12%, which is not great. But we'll be watching that, see what they actually do, appear to what they actually say. But that was pretty much it. And the stock market had a good day. And the Dow was up 0.7%, S&P 500 up 0.7%. and Nasdaq was up almost 1% there. So not too bad, not too bad. And the volatility was down, which is kind of cool. Oil is around 80 to 85 bucks, and gold is at 1943, pretty much the same as it was yesterday. So not bad there on the stock market, which leads us into nice day in the stock market, leads us into crypto. Okay, so where's crypto? BTC is at 26,000, pretty much flat where it's been sitting at 26. And of course, Ethereum at 1653. And yeah, we haven't really got BTC catalysts for a move higher until next year, it seems, unless some of the whales can buy more. The institutions obviously playing games with crypto. But we've got ETH there at 1653. We could have some good uplift for ETH later, like with the proto-dank sharding. I think it's the Denkun upgrade. I think that's what it's called. It's coming up, so we might talk about that soon because that's probably the only major catalyst coming up for these two top chains. So we'll talk about that. BNB is pretty much holding at 218, even though it's under pressure. They have been trying to firm up their liquidity, for some of their smaller trading peers and projects. So they've been working on that. They're trying to obviously shore up their boat with the aggressive SEC coming down on them too. And so that's kind of where that's at. XRP at the moment up 1.7%, 52 cents. And of course, Elon's been giving a bit of love to Dodge and stuff like that. Dodge is pretty much holding at 6.3 cents. So Dodge getting a bit of love there. Now, this may end up being another catalyst, right? With Twitter, which is now X, I guess. Twitter X, whatever you're going to call it, X. It's going to be, it feels a little weird going X when we got Hex, but hey, it's just the way it goes. We may see some, if we see a major adoption by Twitter, X or X, we're going to call it, man, I keep going around in circles, but X, we could see some, that could be a catalyst for crypto, seen as a bullish move as one of the biggest social platforms on the planet, adopts the crypto for payments or something like that. So we were looking out for that. I think that's not too far away. We could end up seeing it pretty close. Apparently Elon made some comments, some similar comments to that was it yesterday or something? So yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at that. We've got an article here. We might try and pull that up on Elon's little discussions here. Did Elon Musk's latest move influence Dodge, SHIB, and Floki? So it could be pretty cool. On that will probably be generally pretty good. Elon Musk there, so we could see where that heads. But yeah, post related to Dogecoin, familiar territory. So yeah, definitely worth following that on that. So we'll be looking to see where that leads on the old Dodge and Elon. That could be a catalyst that surprises the market, and surprises to markets are good. The market likes upwards, positive surprises. So we'll be watching the Dogecoin there as well. All right, so that's pretty much it. Litecoin, Tron doing okay. Matic's doing okay as well. But that is the crypto market at the moment. So pretty much just moving sideways, but, to the bearish downside has been so far after we moved from 29K to 26. That leads us into Pulsechain. And I've got to bring up the Pulsechain table. Just realized I haven't got that up. So we'll talk about that. Welcome to the chat, by the way. We're streaming to over 9,600 subscribers. Both on Hex Token and on Superman Crypto. If you're worried about things, you just remember, just hold tight, and other people are buying. And of course we'll eventually get our bottom, whether it's in now or tomorrow. We will find out. We've got Pulse at the moment at quadruple 0346, down 1.6%. So it's good getting back down to single digits. We're on single digits. That's a positive sign rather than having double-digit decreases. So good for that, eh? And we're at quadruple 0346, and we're at 35% of the sacrifice price at the moment on the old Pulse. Looking at the Pulse chart on the hourly, you can see us as floating down here. We floated down from just below 4,000, or at least we're just below 4,000 here on Pulse. That's with 4 zeros in front of it. All the way down, we got down to the 3,500. Made a little bounce back to 3,600. And then we've overnight, this is right while I'm sleeping in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, we got down to quadruple 0333. So the 333, which is 33% of the sacrifice price for the mean sacrifices, right? The retail book. And that's where we've been able to climb back a bit from here at quadruple 0345. Now on the hourly, of course, you can see we've got we've got lower highs and we've got lower lows. So that's a downtrend there on the hourly. So we'll be looking to try and break above the 3,600. But our most bullish move will be up to 4,000. So we're looking for that. 3,600 is our next one to try and break this downtrend here. So that's what we're looking at, 3,600 as well. Let's go to the daily on Pulse. That is the daily chart there on Pulse. We're missing the beginning, but you can see that is the down there as well. And we actually went slightly below the ECC FUD back on the 2nd of August when we had our quasi V recovery, but our dip down there on the 2nd of August, we've been slightly below that because we were what were we at there? We were at 335 and we got to 333, so only slightly below, but pretty much hopefully that's the bottom, right? Double tap, and we will see. We'll find out tomorrow. All right, we're about to start a new day. In 13 minutes, we'll have a brand new candle, and we'll see whether we can close that out. Let's see. At the moment, we've got Pulsex at the moment at quadruple 0106. So quadruple 0106, which is unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. Only 10% of the sacrifice price for the retail book, and below the whales sacrifice amount, which I think was quadruple 02, which is 2x from here. And so, yeah, pretty amazing, pretty dramatic. One pulse at the moment will get you 3.28 Pulsex. But here's the kicker for me. We've still got potentially a single-side staking coming whenever that comes out. And we've also still got, we've got all the DeFi projects that have been launching, which is a ton of them. And, of course, they're all going to add volume and leverage lending to Pulsex. But, of course, they're going to wait. Those project teams, many of them, the big ones in particular, will be trying to time the market to come in at the right time, which has been a real godsend. That's a good thing for us. So even though it's a bit later than some of you expecting, especially if you sacrifice for those projects, this is good news that they're hopefully launching at the best time after we've had a bit of a break after the SEC FUD. Like I say, we're only just moving to week 4. It may be 8 weeks, 8 weeks before we get the right timing for that at the earliest, right? So it may be 6 weeks, but probably closer to 8 weeks is probably the play there. We've been talking about it a lot in our Discord, just trying to get a sense of when they might launch and when's the best time. Timing is very important. So at the moment, quadruple 0106 and down 3.76%. So at least we're don't have double-digit decreases today. That's good news. The buy and burn, of course, it keeps going. And, of course, when we got all these big protocols launching, we've got 376.8 billion Pulsex burned so far of the public supply. That is 1.81%. And, of course, we're going to get supercharged when we have all these other protocols launching. And there's a lot of new teams coming on, making new projects as well. And there's some pretty decent big secret ones being done as well. So it's going to be fun to see those roll out in addition to the ones we already know. So it's going to be, a lot of fun. We've also got a lot of really top-notch world-class devs that continue to look at the best protocols for Pulsechain. They are, really habitual developers. They are looking to add the very best onto Pulsechain and expand Pulsechain's value offering, which is, part of the attraction to a successful chain is having everything that, crypto has to offer. And Pulsechain is really special. It has the best DeFi projects coming, and it's going to cover pretty much all the different areas. And of course, it has the best tokenomics because most of the protocols share the profits with the people, as opposed to a lot of the other chains and a lot of other CeFi, where a lot of the profits just go back to the fat cats, the people, at the top. And so, really is the people's chain, is Pulsechain, and it's going to be a big thing moving forward. So let's have a look at Pulsex. Pulsex at the moment, bottom down here, we had a pretty similar move. We got down all the way down to what did we got down to 5 zeros. We actually hit 5 zeros, can you believe it, for a couple of hours down here, and we got down to 9,753 with 5 zeros. We're back up. We gained, lost a zero. We're back up at quadruple 0156. So man, the amount of volume you can pick up down the bottom here is incredible when you lose a zero. So there we are. We're back up over the 4 zeros though, but we're still at just over 10% of the sacrifice price. So really, really incredible opportunity for people to pick up a lot of volume. Look at that. We've got this candle's not too bad, the doji. That should hopefully give us a fairly good day for the next candle. Yeah, let's see how we get on there as well. That is also, that price, of course, is below what we got. We got 9,828 on the 2nd of August when we had the SEC FUD. Today we got 9,753, so we're actually slightly below that day on the 2nd. but we've got a more positive candle here. Hopefully, we'll have a better day tomorrow and lock in that low. We don't know. We're still searching for it, but it's going to come. And once the prices do move up, you're going to have to pay more. You're going to have to pay more to get the same volume, So just remember that if you can. All right, let's move over. We've got incentive token at the moment, $1.16, 33,632 pulse per incentive token. That is down 6.36%. So it's the worst performer of the day. Obviously, pulse is down, and of course, the ratio is down. But the issuance we've hit 9 million incentive tokens now. Those have been emitted from the Pulsex farm on V1, but we do have 50,000 tokens that have been burned through TYRH protocol, and that's good news for the deflation side of incentive, which is pretty cool. This is where third parties play a big role. They can actually come in to accelerate the burning of RH tokens, which is kind of neat there too. Let's have a quick look at the chart. That is the chart there, $1.16, and looking at the ratio to pulse. You can see quite a big candle today, down 36,628 there, and yeah, pretty much around at 33. So that puts us down right near the beginning of Pulsechain with the incentive tokens when it came out. So really, really interesting there. The lowest we've had is 31,904. So we're still above that at the time being. So we've still got about another 1,000 to shed off to hit the all-time low there that we've had back on the 18th of May. All right, that leads us finally into PHEX. EHEX, man, this has certainly been down, but not so bad today, 2.59%. So, the worst performer so far is the incentive token there. We've still got a bit of percentage moves at the moment. But PHEX at 500,583, EHEX at 0032. The combined price of EHEX and PHEX is 00899. So just below 9/10 of a penny is the combined price. One PHEX will get you 169 pulse at the moment, and one PHEX will get you 1.85 EHEX at the moment, which seems like it's a little bit stronger than it was yesterday. That's pretty much the play on there. Let's jump over to the charts for EHEX. That is the chart for EHEX there on the hourly. You can see we dipped down. We got all the way down to 0055. 55, is that our magical number for the bottom? We will see, but 0055 for the old PHEX on the chart there. Bounced off the Bollinger Band. Look at that. On the hourly, it was down, sliding down the Bollinger Band and bounced off. And, of course, let's have a look at the daily on that. Daily there. We haven't actually hit the bottom of the Bollinger Band, but we've got a bit more bullish doji candle there today from my look, and that could bode well for the next candle about to start in 5 minutes. EHEX, though, under a lot of pressure. Look at that EHEX chart on the hourly. Wow. This is EHEX bridged into Pulsechain, not the EHEX on Ethereum, but look at that. Just had a bit of a volume candle today. Pulled us down. Not a lot of liquidity, remember, relatively speaking, in the EHEX. So that's also influential on the move down as well. And looking at the daily, let's have a look at the daily. That is the daily candle at the moment. So hopefully we'll find a bottom on there. We're all-time low at the moment on the old Pulsechain version. 003066. So we'll be looking, man, you can pick up so much Hex at that value. We'll be watching that too. So that's pretty much the highlights there. Let's go to the validators quickly. We've got 39,398 validators. We are getting closer to 40,000. And of course, we've got 1.26 trillion in the stake there for validators as well. So that's pretty much where we're at the moment. Not super cheap to get that as well. So if you want to become a validator, super cheap to get your pulse now and just start earning that easy sort of passive income there. Looking at the gas prices, of course, we're still the super cheap, super fast chain. We're 4/10 of a penny for a Pulsex swap. Amazing. And 300th of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, and 900th of a penny for PRC20 transfer. So super cheap. We're 1,721 times cheaper than Ethereum, and of course 1,086 times cheaper than Bitcoin. And if you've been on Bitcoin, Bitcoin's it's just a sloggy thing. And of course we've got a lot more volume than on Lightning on the old Pulse chain. And of course, it's pretty expensive to operate on Ethereum. The cool thing, of course, not only do we have a lot of profit sharing in our tokenomics on Pulsechain, and we're all this awesome roadmap of DeFi rolling out that a lot of these others don't have, is that we also have the ability to compound properly on the Pulsechain. That's what really is a really fundamental change in DeFi, is the ability to have protocols that compound. And to do that, if you're in the retail book, you need it to be cheap to do, so that you can do it effectively. You can do it really cheap, and Pulsechain offers that the opportunity. and you can't do that on Ethereum for the retail book. Yeah, you can for the big players, but for retail book, it gets expensive, right? You can lose a lot of your profit just by doing the fees. Yeah, really, really cool. It really is the people's chain, Pulsechain. It really is. And of course, the first full system state copy of Ethereum as well. So a lot of people got assets over on Ethereum copied over on the 10th of May at 10:36 UTC time. And so they can just switch over to Pulsechain and operate on Pulsechain, which is pretty cool. All right, that is pretty much it for that. Let's jump away to the upcoming charts. We're going to move away from these charts, actually. We're going to have a look at the combined price of EHEX, PHEX. You can see it there at 009 at the moment. This is the combined price, EHEX and PHEX. Check out hex.com, folks. We will be looking at the Hex daily payouts later on at the end of the live stream, so stay tuned for that. Hex.com is the way to get Hex on Pulsechain and so forth. I was going to put a tweet out too on the old Hex there, so stay tuned for that. We're going to get into all the other categories. We're going to get the ERC20s, PRC20s. We're going to get into meme coins. We're going to get into Pulsechain projects, and then we're going to do project updates. So stay tuned for all that. But let's get into the chat and catch up. Let's catch up a bit here. Bam. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We got up to there for sure. Got up to that. Chipman Pulse says we have a good leader, Superman. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Richard Hart, the man of the hour. What else there? We got Christian in the house there. What's up, Familia? Good to see you, Christian. Tintop as well. What's up, Mexicans? Good to see you, Tintop. Brings out the kid in me, the old Tintop, when he comes in. We got Kim as well. Hey, Kim, good to see you. They're on Superman Crypto. Hi, sir and or sirs. Always a pleasure, Kim. All right. Kim says dumping to help find a bottom is also good, says Kim. That is true. You're going to find one there. John Romano's in the house there. GPLX had a developer problem like PulseSols and had now relaunched. Got all my tokens back, says John. Yeah, I'm still. You sure that's not just a reload scam, John? Anyway, let us know, because that was pre-coded in the code. So it's a little bit dubious there, John. But it's good that you got your tokens back, but yeah, I don't know if they've been able to actually execute that protocol properly. I'd be very careful, John, with that. We're going to talk about that later on. Brennan's in the house there. Morning, folks. Good to see Brennan and Pulse Bezos as well. Pulse Nation, that's right. You got it. What's it? Good Morgan Pole. Good Morgan or Good Morgan. Good Morgan. That's German, isn't it? Good Morgan all from Astri. Pac-Man says RX should settle with the SEC. Up, says Pac-Man. We will see what he will do. It looks like he's going to maybe try to go to a constitutional level in his battle. We will see what he does there. Some nice professional sale dumping there. Love it, says Kim. What else we got? Pac-Man, better to settle and move forwards. Yeah, well, that would be quicker for the chain, that's for sure. Bitcoin's dead. It's too slow and expensive. Yeah, Kim says, yeah. Need fast chains like Tron and Pulse, says Kim. Yep. 100% says Pulse-based sales. Kim says people are worried about BlackRock getting into Bitcoin. They can have it. yeah. Cheers, sis. You're welcome, Kim. You're welcome. And thumbs up from Pac-Man. All right, let's get back into it, folks. Let us go. Bam. There we are. So the top performer at the moment is this PDI. And have you seen, if you've been on Twitter, you know that the PDI army is pretty strong now. It's funny how, you get communities around particular tokens, but that is how we rock and roll. And of course, it's great to see such enthusiasm. I don't care what it is, honestly. It's great to see what people are doing. At the moment, we can see the PDI is up 59%. Now, there's a lot of belief around this reaching $1. There's a lot of belief around a Troper, of course, and potential flow onto other fork copies of stablecoins on Pulsechain from Ethereum. And we're going to see whether that belief can take the price up. Now, it's one thing getting a chart to go up in crypto. We've seen that before. Like Pepe, for example, do some pretty exciting things. It's another thing for it to stay up there. That's another thing for it to stay up there, right? So we'll be watching it anyway. It is creating a bit of excitement, so that's all good. And we'll see. Now, there is a lot of people. There's a little research team now. The research team out there looking at a Troper and DAI, and looking back at videos with hexologists and tweets by Richard Hart and things like that the AI bots are pulling up. So there's lots of fun stuff to go check out there with the DAI Troper story. So it certainly has been entertaining. and we wish them luck. It's kind of entertaining there too. We've seen people like Dipcatcher and KDP get involved, and all sorts of people with the reviews and research on it. So it's been a bit of fun. In any case, it has been performing pretty well. It is hard to argue when you've got a chart up, 59%, 60%, it has been doing pretty well. This is a 15-minute chart. You can see that it's on its fourth wave, and at the moment it seems to have bounced out over the horizontal. So let's have a look at the 4-hourly chart. 4-hour chart's pretty busy because it's got the Fibonacci on there, and I might take the Fibonacci off now because it's kind of done its job. But we had 3 waves, right? We had first wave, second wave, and third wave. Third wave we got up to over 2/10 of a penny, basically 22/100th of a penny, and we've got lots of lines on my chart, but basically it has broken through. Look at that. See that that angled resistance there? It's broken through that, and we've got the support line as well in here as well at 1,000. 1,000 is kind of a natural support line there. We managed to go over that and come back, and then we've powered over it today. So we could expect this to go for a fourth wave if it can obviously get over 2.2. Sorry, the 22/100th at the top here. But it does look like it's going to have a try at doing that. So we'll be looking for this here to go above 1,600. That's what we want to see it do. Whether it staircases its way up, we'll be looking for that. And of course, ultimately, it needs to break through the 22/100th of a penny, which is up the top here at this line. So we'll be looking for that too. Those are some of the triggers that we're waiting for. So 1,600 and then 2.2 as we were up there on that one. So fun to watch, and certainly can't argue it's performing pretty well there. So that is the PDI. The other one, of course, is a Troper, and this is looking pretty good as well, slowly etching its way up. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly on this one too. There's the 4-hourly chart, very different sort of formation on this one. But if this starts moving, it'll be interesting as well. That's up 52%. So definitely speculative, but they're doing it. We're doing well there. We've got some other good performers. Wrap Bitcoin is performing pretty well, up 19%. And Wrap Bitcoin, this is the 4 copy. There's no actual Bitcoin backing this. It really is the shared narrative. What is value? This is Richard always asked. Shared narrative there. We're at $43 at the moment on the Wrap Bitcoin. So that is doing pretty well too. I think that's it on the highlights. Everything else, we've got quite a few others. Link's doing pretty well, up 14%. Sushi's up 18%. So they're all, doing pretty well. Shib and Pepe and that are not up. They're down. So those are the ones that will probably do pretty well when 9-inch DEX launches. So those are the PRC20 price discoveries and some of the leaders. Let's go to the meme coins as well. Meme coins is, let's see, the top performer. Hex Orange Address. So this is this A-bit one, I believe. That's up 17%. We got Pepperlorian is up 13% there. Paul Pleb, one of the 9-inch DEX ones, which could be launching any times. Looks like that's getting very close based on Hexy Bastards updates. Hashtag family channel. Hashtag. But yeah, we've got Paul Pleb down there. And I think Paul Pleb's going to be one of the picks. We've got Pulse Dodge there up 6% as well. Paul Pleb up about 11%. And I think these ones will be pretty good picks for having a huge run on them. Obviously not financial advice, but we're playing probability. Where the ETH go, that's the third meme coin from the 9-inch DEX team. These 3 will be the chosen ones to get single-sided staking and BBC token rewards. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah, there's Paul Pleb. Let's have a quick look at Paul Pleb. That is Paul Pleb at the moment, right on, just bouncing off the bottom here, down at 2,500 and at 3,100 here at the moment, with 5 zeros in front. So we'll be watching this. Man, that could be a stellar chart to get involved in. We will be watching very closely on that one. All right. That is the memes. Let's jump over to the Pulsechain projects, our main group, of course. We are tracking all the Pulsechain projects as they roll out on Pulsechain, trying to do our best with that. And I believe I've got everybody that matters at the moment on here. And there are a few little projects, but I have to be careful with what I talk about as much as possible. So, some of them may not be on here, but they're probably very small, and maybe lack security issues. All right, at the moment, we've got the Pulse Reflections at the top, 31%. It's been performing pretty well, actually, the old Pulse Reflections there. Look at that. This is a daily candle, and we've got 2 good days, and we've just started the 3rd day there as well. We've just rolled over 6 minutes into the new candle, and that's a brand new candle there, and it's looking pretty good. This is a sort of a tax one, I believe, so it's ticking over 31%, so nice one on that one. And they're tweeting out on Twitter a lot. Kira is up number 2. Kira is up 18.9%. And of course, I wanted to play a little video from Kira because it's kind of cute. Remember, their themes around cats and stuff like that. There's a GameFi. It's kind of a GameFi NFT or something. But that's up at the moment at 19% there. Very small liquidity on this particular pair, but that is up as well. And our next best one is Beetroot. Beetroot, the privacy hub. I think this is way undervalued. This is way undervalued, the offering here. But hey, look, the market's deciding. At the moment, it's 409786. And of course, we were watching this one with Beetroot there as well. Followed is number 5 is Time Token. Time Token's up 2% at the moment. And that's, of course, Internet Money Wallet KG. And that's up there off the bottom there. So that's still down the bottom on Time. But if you've got Time in your Internet Money Wallet, you're earning a share of the swapping fees, which is really, really cool. This is just what I'm talking about. It's what makes Pulsechain so amazing, is that, MetaMask, all profits go to the fat cats that like to block Pulsechain and Hex. But in Internet Money, they actually are just trading on Pulsechain and Hex. And of course, the fees go to the people holding Time Token in the wallet. So really is a chalk and cheese. A real DeFi is Pulsechain, not this fake stuff like MetaMask and Uniswap and things like that. We don't block. You can't block. It's about freedom, DeFi. And so, yeah, really important. All right. That is the top 5 at the moment. We're going to jump over to the GameFi quickly. Have a quick look in there. We've got TYRH had a big sell-off. Let's see how TYRH is. They had a big sell-off there. Yeah, look, it went down from 1.3 cents over the last couple of days down to 3/400th of a penny at the moment. Maybe it's a good buy now. You have to decide. But that's coming up there as well. I think it's about maybe 2 weeks until the first big stakes come out. But the staking has stayed in place. Most of the sell, it looks like it's been just from people with liquid TRH, not actual stake TRH. So that seems to be important. Let's go and have a look at that TYRH and have a quick look at that. Now, obviously, it perhaps is partly self-inflicted because they launched the TYCZ on the BNB. TYCZ, and people may have sold down those tokens to go pick up more of these CZ ones, right? So we're going to have a quick look at that. So this is TYRH. Let's have a look at the staking at the moment. Staking here, we've got 87.94% stake. So most of it's still staked. It was sitting at about 88. So really no one is really in stake. There's been a little bit of in stake and not much though. And so most of it must have been from liquid holders selling this down and moving into the TYCZ launch on the old BNB chain. Now, we do believe there's going to be some integrated strategy going on here. And of course, hopefully to flow the benefits back into Pulsechain from users that are over on BNB and stuff like that. So we'll be looking forward to that sort of synergy. At the moment, though, $620,000 has been raised through the adoption lobby. Currently, the bonus at the moment is 22%, and there's 22 days left. So it goes down by 1% a day from the looks of it. And of course, at the moment, yeah, $620,000 US. So pretty good. It's 441% cheaper than the TIRH at the moment. So that's kind of the upside there. And of course, 1,289 TYZZ tokens per $1. So that's pretty much it. Now you can basically go into the lobby from Ethereum, Pulsechain, or BNB within these tickers. We've got some leaders borders there at the moment as well. And if you haven't gone into this and you want to go into it, then definitely check it out, and you can use my referral code. You get 10% more, and so do I. It works out pretty well. It works out pretty well there on the TYZZ. So that is on BNB. And like I say, I think there'll be some integrated strategy with bringing people in over to Pulsechain through that too. And of course, they've got PulsePot launching as well, right? PulsePot is going to be launching on Pulsechain, and there's probably going to be something going on because that my BNB pot is over on BNB chain, and they're going to be launching this too. So stay tuned for that. All right, that is TYRH. That is on the old GameFi. Let's jump away from that. We're going to talk about Kira quickly. Now, Kira's got this little video. I wanted to play it because it's so cute. Let's have a look at this. So this is a video of Kira, and of course, Kira does these. I think they do a lot of stuff around cats and things like that. And cool artwork. But they got this video which I thought was so hilarious. Let me just make this a bit smaller so you can see it. But watch this video very carefully. I'm going to play because there's a play button. Let's go. I love that. That's so funny, honestly. You got to laugh at that right there. That is very, really funny. I thought you guys would find that funny. So, yeah, really, really cool on that. So, pretty neat on the old Kira. Now, we've got our updates from, we're going to get into our project updates. But we've got Pulsechain. We've got platform update here from Coast. Coast is the fiat on-ramp and off-ramp and stablecoin CST on Pulsechain. Very important part of the infrastructure of Pulsechain. And of course, they've had lots of cool updates. So they did have their mints and burns were temporarily disabled while their banking partner upgraded some critical infrastructure. We should be back in action within a couple of hours. So that has been done. So it's kind of cool. What else there? We've got a couple of updates here. We got 16 hours ago. Well, I certainly don't want to hear people complaining about opportunities to buy cheap Hex, Pulsechain, and PulseX. Because once prices do go back up, people are going to complain, right? They're going to go, oh, I could have bought back then. I should have bought back then. I didn't buy. I wish I had. We've seen this before, man. Wish I had bought, but then I don't buy. And this is the way it goes. I sold my bags. Do you remember the guy from Hex? I sold my bags. What did I do? I mean, I had so much. It was a crazy video. Anyway, enough of that. But you get my point. If you think Pulsechain needs something, build it. Yeah. So we've got lots of builders building, and if you've got a good idea, get yourself a builder as well. The Coast there, Ethereum token holders essentially have stock splits available on Pulsechain. More free money on the old cryptos. That's true. We are working towards being the easiest onboarding experience on Pulsechain Hex, which is awesome, and I think that's great. We are all the Pulsechain network. Let's grow together. Mine and burn features are back live again, so they got that back up with the banking partner. CST is the most boring chart in Pulsechain because it's supposed to be a stable coin, right? It's supposed to be around the dollar. It gets arbitrage back and forth there. So that is true. It is pretty boring from that point of view. What else there? We got, I think that's it for the update. So that is Coast on-ramp and off-ramp. Now, Brian, if you are wanting to bridge fiat directly in the United States, UK, Australia, or Canada, Brian, you can use Brian's link, and you get 5,000. You get 5,000 weight tokens as a bonus there if you do. And so you just bring in stable directly to Pulsechain, fiat directly to Pulsechain, and you turn it into CST stables, and you can go and trade that as well. I particularly suggest using Proteus for that, or PHEX. PHEX is a fork balancer, and of course it has better mathematics for stablecoin ratios. So definitely those two are probably the preferred to use there. And of course, Proteus is a DEX aggregator. It will go through PHEX anyway, if that's the best route. So definitely you can pick up Pulse like that. But big role there, and I'm sure that Brian will post his referrals there. That's his referrals link there, but I'm sure if he's still watching, he will. All right. So that's kind of cool on that one. Let's go into the next update, of course, is HexScout. HexScout had a big update. Now, this is probably the biggest thing happening for Hex outside of Dipcatcher and the Maximus team doing their Hex pools. This is really, really cool. Now, this is when I'm talking about Hex, I mean directly to Hex. And then, of course, we also have a lot of cool development happening on top of Hex with derivatives with the Acosa Hedron version 2 upgrade by Alex McFerder, who's working on that. And we're expecting that on testnet in Q4 of this year. So we've got lots of things happening around Hex.com and Hex. And, of course, HexScout is going to play a major role in that, and particularly onboarding. So I think that's going to be really, really cool. So they've obviously trying to get their product to the last mile. They've had extremely good user testing, but we've got a nice update here. Thanks for your interest in HexScout. Over the past couple of weeks, we've been hit with 3 unexpected challenges. First of all, they had core API interfaces were changed by the provider, so that they're using. So the API calls there, API interfaces. Number 2, the methods to acquire Hex and Pulse have evolved. So that has changed as well. And number 3, there, our lead developer has been dealing with a family health crisis, which doesn't help. This is, people are human and these things happen, right? So this has wreaked havoc on many of our functions, put our intricate onboarding systems to the test, needing significant adjustments, which we believe me, isn't a small feat. So they've obviously got some pretty sophisticated back ends on that as well with the onboarding. This current phase has turned out to be more challenging than anticipated, but HexScout is doing everything in its power to navigate through it efficiently. With almost daily shifts impacting our ecosystem, it's tough to pinpoint an exact launch date that we feel is responsible. We are in constant touch with all relevant interfaces to determine whether our foundational systems can remain intact or if we need to revamp them completely for the onboarding process. So this is a pretty big deal in terms of getting to the end state for onboarding with Hex in particular. As of now, it's hard to give a definitive answer. We deeply regret these circumstances, but here are our promises. As always, we're going to face these challenges head on, emerge stronger, and deliver hang tight. So that is from the HexScout team, which I thought was a really good update there. On that one, I'm going to post that link in the chat if you want to check that out or retweet and stuff like that. So definitely do that. Looks like we've got Brian's referral code for Coast. So if you want to direct, stable fiat currency for the United States, UK, Australia, and Canada, then you can use this referral code and get 5,000 weight tokens, which is pretty cool, and help Brian get to number 2 on the leaderboard. He was number 3 last time. We're trying to get him to number 2. Presumably he's still holding that ranking there. I don't think we're not dreaming about getting ahead of Crypto Coffee, but definitely getting number 2 would be pretty cool if that's possible. And you guys can make it possible, right? So a good way of bridging your fiat directly. They have Wire and ACH at the moment. Apparently Wire is pretty fast, within half an hour if you get the right time of day. But of course you got to pay the fee for the Wire. But they will have debit and credit cards coming apparently in September and opening up to more countries as well. So very, very cool. All right, so that is it from there. So big shout out to Brian, one of our 2 community leaders. Rocks it. That is HexScout. Now, PulseMarket, moving to NFTs from DeFi. We know we are mainly DeFi, but we've been covering NFTs market because they're such an important part of crypto. And of course, so we've got PulseMarket, one of the 4 markets up at the moment. We're still waiting for Mintra and Pixel Park to launch, 2 of the big powerhouse NFT markets. But PulseMarket is certainly big from Hocus Pocus. And of course, was it My Life is Awesome is a founder with this one. And Hocus Pocus Wizard NFT giveaway. And I know you guys like giveaways. Follow PulseMarket and Hocus Pocus, like, retweet, and tag 3 friends. Join our Telegram and leave a comment. The winner will be announced within 7 days. And they are giving away this Wizard Booster, which is a DeFi thing. I think it's worth a bit of money probably, but you can go and check that out. So that's kind of cool. On that one, I'm going to retweet that, but I'm also going to paste the link to this in the chat there if you want to go and compete for this. I would definitely do it. Free stuff is really good. Also lowers your cost, your portfolio cost when you get free stuff. That's worth something. So definitely check that out. That is easy peasy, right, to do those things. So check that out if you like the giveaway, which is pretty cool. Now, I still think also that 9inch Exchange has still got their $10,000 logo contest on at the moment. I'm pretty sure that's still on. So go check out 9inch on Twitter and participate in that too. I think that's kind of cool for that. All right, so that is PulseMarket, and of course they are still pushing through things. They've got a really high APR for the Hocus Pocus at the moment too, the HOC token, 146 to 345% APR. That's annual percent return. So really amazing yield. What is your bank giving you exactly? So their pool on PHEX, which is a fork of balancer, is doing very, very well. Look at that, $25 million inside that protocol, is the number 1 protocol at the moment, at least until the big ones, other big ones arrive like Liquid Loans, Power City, and things like that, and Famous. But that is pretty impressive. Look at that. So really, really good returns on that. Definitely worth checking out. One of the better yields there. So nice on that one. I'm going to retweet that. But definitely check out that. So that's Hocus Pocus. Obviously, they're DeFi, game DeFi, and of course NFT market. So they're a bit of an ecosystem, really, aren't they? The old PulseMarket. That brings us on into Hex Toys, one of the other 4 marketplaces up, and of course Hex Toys has always been crushing it with online store for Hex and stuff like that. But of course they've got NFTs. Now here is the big move. NFT community, big changes are coming to Pulsechain. We're rebranding to roll out a next level marketplace, and I was hoping they would do this. I'm so stoked that they're doing this because I was hoping they would. I thought that the branding needed to be a bit different, and very, very cool. Crafted for you to explore, buy, and mint NFTs like never before. How about that? So we're looking forward to that because currently they've got the Hex Toys marketplace, which is traditionally the online store for Hex products and things like that. But it's kind of integrated with their NFT market. So we'll see what they actually do there. It's going to be fun to see. Hex Toys will stay in the spotlight with real world claims going live soon. Stay tuned. So lots more coming from this team. Really, really, really cool. And I like this animation. It's kind of buzzy cool too. So that was really cool from them. So these are two of the NFT marketplaces. I do plan on doing a full update for the NFT marketplace on Pulsechain, because it really is growing really fast. So we're going to cover that too. So if you want to go and retweet that, you can go check them out. Definitely do that. It is really, really cool as well. Now, I have been setting myself up more efficiently to cover Pulsechain. So I've been doing certain things to do that. And hopefully you're going to notice that in the daily shows. So I hope you guys notice that we'll be covering, hopefully not missing anything. I'm trying not to miss anything. So you get full coverage on here. What else there? Now we have these products. Now I know someone said earlier, GPLX, they got their tokens. That's all good. But, GPLX was a big rug pull up to $2 million. Yeah, it's relaunched. So it does look like a reload scam. I'd be very careful about that. I mean, if it turns, it really just normally when you're doing a protocol like this, a GMX fork, then which is like basically perpetuals margin trading, then in liquidity providing, that you normally need oracles and things like that. Generally, I would have thought, but in any case, they sort of popped up and it looked all good. And then pretty much rugged, the liquidity got rugged. I think it was up to $2 million, something like that. So it was a pretty big hit on Pulsechain. But the GPLX rug yesterday was premeditated. This is the response by Fame. So this is the from Buck and the PH Universe team. The highlighted code is not in the original GMX code, so it was premeditated move there by the code developer. It gives the one that initialized the pool the ability to call upgraded vault function. Beware a reload scam on this one. So there we are. And a proper GMX fork requires capital, dedication, and investment, right? So that's very important. There's also another project out there doing this as well. We're a bit dubious about them. They haven't launched yet, but they're also doing a so-called, looks like a GMX fork as well, and a few other things. So we're very, very cautious about those. Very question mark over that project. We've talked about them too. It cannot be just snap launched quickly, especially on a new chain. And of course, there was the function there highlighted down the bottom here. So very important there on that one. Call them out. There's nothing malicious. So they have popped back up, folks. And they've got something like $20,000 liquidity or so in that. So just be careful with a GPLX. So, it already got rugged once. So you really want to go and trust a team like that again, popping back up, even if they do allocate their tokens to their people. You've got to be, very, very careful, cautious there. I wouldn't even participate myself. So, we'll see where it goes. But, yeah, be very careful that one as well. Now, there's been a new token too called Spark launch. So the new token launched today on the chains. Is the second, warning here is that Spark launch. It's a Spark Swap is the token. Now there is a Spark Swap, a DEX on a BNB chain and a few other chains, but it's not on Pulsechain. The official Twitter says there's nothing on Pulsechain. So this is either somebody just trying to steal the name and launch a token, or more likely it is a scam coin. So I don't know if people have bought and sold this, but be careful. Lots of these things pop up on Pulsechain, and they pop up on BSC chain. Whatever chains are full of these scam tokens. People rinse and repeat the same thing. You can buy it but not sell it is typically what happens. And this one has just been launched, Spark, and it's playing on the brand of Spark Swap, which is legitimate program on BNB, but not supporting Pulsechain. So be really careful about that as well. So you can see it's up at 51 cents at the moment. It's up forever up chart based on this, but be very careful. It's probably the only people that can sell are probably the contract itself, and their accounts. So yeah, just be careful there. That's pretty much it on that as well. Let's get into some of the comments before we get in the Hex Daily payouts. We're 54 minutes in the hour, doing pretty well, but we'll catch up on the chat now and see who's here. Never fear. We got the Pac-Man, I'm pretty sure. Sandy Beach says, have a good stream. I'm a holiday time. Oh, nice one, Sandy Beach. Enjoy your holiday. Well deserved. What else do we got? Charity says, why is it that Texan is always going opposite of everything else when in Pulsechain? I don't know. It's an endowment token. So people think it's a when there's risk off. Maybe people consider it like a safe place. Maybe that's what happens, because I have noticed that too. Maybe when risk is on, it's considered, because it's a safe place, it's not considered great to pick up, and that's probably the logic there. Maybe it would pick up if there's news coming out, maybe more news, but that's probably the logic there. I would say that the same is going to happen to Ophir, which is the other endowment token that they've launched as well for Rag to Riches. And so that's probably my guess on that one. James says, have you spoken about DAI recently? Yeah, we talked about that. That was the first thing we talked about in the new token chart, so that's a bit back further in the live stream. Gary says, why is that Texan does? Oh, we already covered that one. Butch says, what do you recommend for the best place to stake Hex on Pulse? Well, go.hex.com, or you could do it on Alex McFurter's Hedron front end, which is probably the way to go. Either of those are good. So have I got Hedron here? Hedron.pro? No, not Hedron.pro. What's it? Icosa. Icosa it is. Icosa. Yeah, Icosa app.icosa. So this is very, very smooth, and you can log on and you can create a stake pretty easy. You can do it there. The other one is, so this one is very smooth, by the way, but it lacks a few little extra features that GoHex has got. So go.hex, yeah. So it lacks a few features of this, where you can hit the stake button, and it has a few extra things like active stakes and stuff like that. There's a bit more information around, effective bonuses there and stuff like that. Longer pays better, bigger pays better. But either of those two are good. I'll post the links to those in the chat. How about that? That's for you, Butch. Bam. So either one is good. Either one. This is the official one. This is the next best thing. Pretty much. There are other ones, other places as well, but those two are the ones that I would suggest. Archie's in house there. I just realized I wasn't showing the screen when I showed that. So that is the official one, gohex.com, and that's the next big thing, app.icosa.pro. How about that? Here we are. Sorry about that. My bad. I was doing so well switching around today too. Thanks, bosses. Brian, you're most welcome. High stakes Hex says, Superman, are you slimming down? The walks are going. Yeah, good, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to do that. You're looking great. Keep up the good work, my man. Yeah, you could probably start to see just the changes in the face a little bit. Yeah, definitely helping a lot there. I've gone from being truly Superman is my tag name that I had when I was dancing, right? So when I was superhuman, when I'm dancing, I am the opposite. I was the opposite of that, and so I'm trying to get back into the fitness first, and then get back into that. I've still got my flexibility, like I'm still not extreme flexibility like I had, but I've still got pretty good flexibility. I used to do some freaky things. Do the splits up the wall and all sorts of crazy stuff. But it's a party trick now. I actually probably couldn't do it at the moment, but but yeah, probably pretty soon. 100% super, says KD. Absolutely. Brennan says, I'm going to be partying today at a mate's wedding. Nice one, Brennan. I love going to weddings. The movie Wedding Crasher? I love that, man. I love a wedding crasher. I love going to weddings. I love the partying and all the rest that goes with it. It's very, very cool. I hope you have a good time, Brennan. Thanks, KD, says Brennan. Yeah. All right, so that's pretty cool. Let us jump back. We're going to end up with the Hex Daily Stats. We're 58 minutes on the hour, so we're doing pretty well with the time today. And that's it. If you want to stake Hex, app.icosa.pro, go.hex.com, the official one. Both great sites, and there's a little bit more extra information on Hex. Go to Hex, and you can just swap between chains. If you bought Hex on Ethereum or bought Hex on Pulsechain, you can just make sure you're on the right chain, and you can interact with this on both chains. Just switch the chain in your wallet. Basically, that's it. All right, hex.com. Check it out, folks. That is hex.com. That's all it is, hex.com. Put my post that in the chat too, just in case you want to check that out. Bam, bam, bam. Hex.com. More information there too, Butch. If you want to check that out, is hex.com. Thanks, Superman, says Butch. You're most welcome. And that is hex.com, of course, the official site, which is, it was out, the next best thing to x.com, right, with Elon Musk. All right, let's get into the results, folks. Day 1362 is not out for Ethereum, but we have got, it's not out for Pulsechain either. What time? We're 30 minutes past the hour, but neither of them have come out. We haven't got the day results. I was going to talk about that, and we haven't even got the day results out. That's pretty crazy. Let's go to Pulsechain. Let's go to the, where are we going here? We're going to the day. So we just finished day 105, is it? And I think we're on day 106. I think that's correct on Pulsechain. So that's pretty much it. And we haven't got the daily results out, so I won't be able to talk about them. But hey, look, when they do come out, hexstats.today. You can check that out, and I will try and talk about them tomorrow. Normally they come out by this time, but they haven't today, which is pretty much it. So yeah, I don't think we've got anything rich at art today. So nothing from there, but I have really covered this up. I've really got my database up and covering things a lot more efficiently over the last couple of days. And my marketing for Pulsechain promotion is going all guns. It's going really well, everybody. And I encourage you to get out there too. But yeah, we've been doing some pretty cool numbers. Just looking at, like I said earlier, looking at the analytics. I was not doing enough on Twitter, and now I have probably, between 5x and 15x is probably, maybe 3x to 15x higher volumes at the moment. So yeah, normally I was doing about 1,000, maybe up to 5,000 impressions a day. And that has jumped over the last 4 days to 12,000 to 17,000 a day. So it's been tremendous. And of course, currently today it's at 14,000, which is pretty amazing. So kind of cool. It's going really well, folks. So just lifting that up, and yeah, it's currently standing at 151,000 impressions for 28 days. But think of those like views, I think. But it's only really 4 days that I've lifted it up. So imagine 28 days of getting 12,000 views or so. That's going to really lift it up big time or higher. So let's see how we get on. And reaching out to new markets. So not just crypto, but political markets, fund markets. I've got more stuff coming around memes. So we're going to focus on a bit more memes as well. So yeah, grow. That's what we're doing. It's only day 106 now, so on Pulsechain. So it's still super early. Get out there and spread the word. You guys are all important. Everybody has a role to play. And that's what Richard always says as well. All right, let's wrap it up now in 2 minutes. I'm going to go for my walk. Make sure I go straight away today, and I'll be back into Discord. If you guys want to jump into Discord, I'm sure one of the moderators will post the Discord link. Join up. It is a great place to be. And we talk about everything. All the information there. It really is great if you want to, live the dream on Pulsechain, especially at the moment. Let's play out some cool videos. Peace out, everybody. Take care. Bye for now. Catch you.
Is Richard Hart. Genius.
Legendary.
Arrogant. Bit of a narcissist.
The benevolent king.
$250,000. Hate me. I'm farther than you'll ever be in your whole life. Whatever the governments have been doing, it's not worked out. You've never had worse interest rates. Your money has never been worth less. And the only thing that's making it better is cryptocurrency.
Crypto is money without governments, and it is money without banks.
You're not going to meet another product like this as long as you live. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar.
Good morning, everyone. Are you ready to look for some fraud this morning?
They are promising 40% annual return.
Everything I have worked for is staked in Hex.
Good.
I put it all in.
All what?
All of our house money.
No, I don't think that it's a scam. Because I trust Richard Hart.
If ultimately this is all a big performance art project, people are gonna get fucked.
So that means I should trust you.
Listen, I think you should trust me, but if you get into the habit of trusting people like me, you'll get the crap scammed out of you.